Leaning towards Ian. I think Ian's best shot of winning this fight is coming in there with that confidence and taking away Islam's confidence by going out there, not getting taken down in the first few rounds.
Makhachev's got the kryptonite for every single person in the division. No matter where the fight goes, he's got the skills to challenge you and to cause you issues. Like, of course, since Ian Garry's, been spending time in Brazil, been working on...
It's a difficult guy to fight, but Islam can make it really easy work for him. Islam is working so hard. I never see him working as hard, and he got a lot better than last time I saw him. And he's very motivated. He's fighting a guy who runs a lot. Islam have to punch him in the chest, take him down, and finish him. That's what...
Punch him in the chest, take him down, and finish him. It sounds terrifyingly simple, but executing it against one of the most elusive strikers in the UFC is a massive gamble. The real question is whether Islam's striking defense can hold up while he tries to close that massive distance.
Offered Islam. This is not speculation. There's been speculation on the internet. I'm telling you something that I don't think you know. Islam was offered Ian on the White House lawn, and he said no. He said no because he was banged up. He was a little bit hurt. Now, Islam also told them, if you go get Sarukian, if my only chance to face Sarukian, I'll do it. Other than that, if it's Ian Garry, I'm going to wait until I heal up. Now, a guy wanting to be whole makes perfect sense. And a guy saying, I'll do the fight, I just need to do it over this date. Okay, his hands are clean. But there's something that Islam sees that tells him I need to be as close to 100% and peaked as possible to deal with this guy. There's something that Islam respects. And when you find that out, that is helpful.
Islam demanding to be at a full 100% before taking this specific fight is a massive tell. It proves his team secretly recognizes the severe danger Ian's movement presents. But while Makhachev's camp is highly analytical, the MMA community has resorted to brutal psychological warfare, relentlessly dragging Garry's personal life and team dynamics through the mud.
There's been a whole thing all over Twitter, right? And Ian is copping a bit of shit for it. And he shouldn't, but he is, right? Because, there's some stuff, if you go back a few years, where people were talking crap about Ian Garry, the fact that he lived with his wife's ex-husband, nutritionist, all that shit. You remember that. It's got nothing to do with it. Ian's a great guy, and he's a...
Bisping is dead on. The outside noise means absolutely nothing when the cage door locks. But Islam's camp is heavily leaning into that mental warfare anyway. They've been calling Ian a coward and a runner, hoping to bait the Irishman into abandoning his footwork for a bloody firefight. DC sees right through this tactic, realizing it's a calculated trap to strip away Garry's biggest advantage.
To challenge his ego to make him fight the fight that would suit him, it's obviously smart on Islam's behalf, because at the end of the day, I believe and I think that Islam's team would be smart enough to understand that this is going to be a very difficult fight, or has the potential to be a very difficult fight. Because through it all, right, Garry is a very big guy for the weight class, very tall, very agile, and can move around for 25 minutes if need be, which could cause issues for...
If Garry's ego takes over and he bites on the trash talk by standing in the pocket, he plays right into the hands of a killer. Because while everyone hyper-focuses on Islam's elite wrestling, his striking has quietly evolved into a complete nightmare. Ali Abdelaziz put the entire division on notice, reminding everyone what happens when you step into the fire with the pound-for-pound king.
Like, John Jones is great, right? He is great, but when you come to Islam, Islam doesn't decision people. He finishes most people. He's dominant, he have a long reign, and he can strike. With Volkanovski, knocked him out. Poirier strike with him, submitted Poirier, submitted Moicano, submitted. See how Bobby Green is still looking. You remember what Islam did to him like 5 years ago?
Yep.
He played with him.
He literally played with a dangerous veteran like a child. Islam's confidence isn't just talk. It's backed by a trail of broken contenders. But Ian Garry's camp has been studying this exact blueprint for years, and they believe they've finally cracked the Dagestani code.
It's obviously really cool to see that there's people flying around the world to sit down and talk to me and film me, and that kid that dreamt of being one of the greatest MMA fighters in the world is causing pretty big deal. Because in my world, I'm going to beat him.
Ian isn't just showing up for a paycheck. He genuinely believes he is destined to dismantle the throne. His entire camp has been built around neutralizing Dagestani pressure with elite footwork and unorthodox striking angles. But to pull off the greatest upset of the decade, Garry has to survive the early grappling storm.
Garry's job is to dance revolution all around the damn octagon, kicking them, moving, punching them, and make it a little kickboxing bout, because while Islam has solid kickboxing, he's sort of, they have this Dagestani style that, I don't know, it looks like it comes from European kickboxing, and it's good and it works well with their wrestling, but Garry has a sort of wacky New Age style, switching stance and kicking from long.
That wacky, New Age movement is precisely what could frustrate Makhachev. If Ian can turn this into a technical kickboxing match at distance, he forces Islam to lunge, and lunging against a sniper is a dangerous game. Yet, legends of the sport know all too well that keeping Islam off your hips for 25 minutes is the ultimate mountain to climb.
I think the odds, because of the style, favors Makhachev probably. Because of the styles. I think Islam Makhachev have maybe more ways to win the fight. So if I'm just thinking rational, according to the odds, I think it favors Makhachev. But Ian Garry definitely has all the chance also on his side to do it. He's a very good striker. He's very long. He's a great grappler as well. But he need, I think, to find a way to keep the fight standing, and to use his style to his own.
Even the greatest welterweight in history recognizes the mathematical puzzle Garry presents. GSP points out that while Islam holds the wrestling advantage, Garry's length and striking versatility give him a live underdog path. The entire rivalry heat boils down to one critical battleground: range control.
Have to be a strong favorite, but I think Ian's going to give him some problems, because Ian's a tall guy. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He's got great striking. Yeah, I think Ian Garry's going to give Islam a lot of problems.
Okay, but is that enough problems to defeat him, or do you think Islam still takes him?
He's going to give Islam a lot of problems. Whether those problems turn into a historic championship upset or another masterclass in Dagestani dominance will be answered on fight night. The rivalry has reached a boiling point, and neither man is stepping back an inch.
Makhachev, he can't play the 25 minutes of picking and poking, because Makhachev will get to him.
I got Islam.
How?
It's a tough fight. I think it's a...
When it comes to official predictions, a large chunk of the fight community simply cannot look past the inevitable. They believe that no matter how good Ian Garry's footwork is, 25 minutes is far too much time to avoid the terrifying grasp of the champion. But not everyone is buying into the Dagestani invincibility myth.
I think Ian Garry might pull out the upset. I mean, I know a lot of you might think that I'm crazy for thinking this, but if I had to be a betting man, I'd pick Ian Garry.
While the grappling logic points strictly to the champ, a growing number of analysts are riding the wave of Garry's momentum. The idea of a striking masterclass shocking the world isn't just a pipe dream. For some, it's the smartest underdog bet on the board. And an upset of this magnitude would utterly devastate what Islam is on the brink of achieving.
Tricky standing, but the question remains: can he do enough damage before the inevitable takedown comes?
Is Islam Makhachev the GOAT if he beats Ian Garry? Why? Why would that possibly be a discussion? Well, I'll tell you why, because he is currently tied. Islam is currently tied for the longest win streak in UFC history. If he beats Ian Garry, he will have the longest win streak in UFC history.
For Islam Makhachev, there is something much larger looming over this fight than just another title defense. A victory here etches his name permanently into the history books as the most dominant force the promotion has ever seen. It all comes down to a classic MMA tale as old as time.
As Ian Garry is a true clash of styles. Islam brings championship experience and elite control, while Garry has the speed, size, and movement to create an upset. If Garry keeps the fight at range, he has a real chance. But if Islam closes the distance and imposes his grappling, he'll once again prove why no one has solved his game. This isn't just a title fight.
History on the line, an undefeated record at stake, and a classic striker versus grappler war to settle it all. Will Ian Garry shock the world? Or will Islam Makhachev break the all-time UFC win streak and cement his legacy as the greatest? Drop your official prediction in the comments below, smash that like button, and subscribe to Combat Opinions for the most hard-hitting breakdowns on the internet. We'll see you in the next one.